Blessed is the Abacadosh. Blessed is Yahweh. Blessed is Yahweh. I'm going to pray. Abacadosh, talk to us through your holy Rahakodesh. We don't want to hear words of man. Not any spirit that doesn't exalt your holy name. Thank you so much, Yahshua, or Messiah. Amen. Amen. Please take a seat, beloved brothers, beloved sisters, Achim and Achayot in Hebrew. Friends from Joy and Peace, your servant, the one speaking to you, Dr. Javier Palacios Celorio, roeh, pastor from the Keila Congregation Joy and Peace in Tehuacan, Puebla, Mexico. Right now are appearing on your screen all of our websites that you can check. There you can find videos, audios, study notes in different languages, many books available in different languages as well, and all the material is for free. You can download it, copy it, give it away, so more souls can have Yahshua HaMashiach's light. We're going to see a teaching today that it would seem as if we're going to break the Shabbat, but no, we're not going to do that. Blessed is the name of Yahweh. We're going to talk about why some succeed and others fail. There has to be a logic explanation for it. And what more logic explanation for it than the Tanakh, the Bible? I want to start this teaching with the reflection that years, to have more years of life is good because it gives us experience and we don't have to boast about it. No, because we were also young and we didn't know many things. But years have given me experience of this or this, and glory to the Eternal Father. I've been a witness, brothers. I've been a witness of people that they had nothing to be successful, and they succeeded. And I've also been a witness of the opposite. I've been a witness of people that with a big wealth, they went bankrupt and they failed. Now, we have these two aspects. Now, I want to go by parts so you can take notes of this. And it can be, this ministration can be a blessing. One, we have to do things better than good and well. We already talked about what is extraordinary. In this case, I want to say like this. We have to do things better than good to succeed in life. But we're going to go slow to give Bible verses from the Tanakh. So we have to do things better than good. In many countries, the mindset is to do it more or less. Maybe in Hebrew, kaha kaha. No, it doesn't have to be. So we have to do things better than well, than good. So we end up happy with the Eternal Father in first place and happy with ourselves. As number two, we have to develop the best capacity. We have to develop our best capacity. We all have a capacity, a potential given by the Eternal Father. So we have to develop it. Develop the best capacity. If we have a tablet that its battery is at 60%, yes, it's going to work, but it's better for it to be at 100. How is it not going to be like that? A automobile battery. So we have to develop our best potential. So 3, to have our mind, our soul calm and to be objective, not subjective. I already gave a teaching about how to achieve inside peace, inner peace. You can include this teaching in this part. We have to have our soul or mind calm or be positive. The majority of people, they start their day cursing. But believers in the Eternal Father Yahweh, we always say, this is such a beautiful day. This is the first thing that I say when I wake up is Boker Tov, good morning, Abba Yahweh. And I told you that I look at out one of my windows and I said, "This day is beautiful, even though it's cloudy or sunny, because everything that the Eternal Father does is perfect." So, to be positive. 5, to have faith. We've talked about it in many teachings. 6, to work a lot. And better than good. To work a lot and better than good. And you might say, anyone can do that. No, we're going to see that no, that's not the case. 7, to use our capacities at its max. We've all been blessed, even those that don't believe in the Eternal Father, because the rain falls for good and bad, the sun comes out for good and bad. So we have all been blessed with a lot of capacities. So myself, I use my capacities at its most. So you have to do that, brother or sister, so you can succeed. And number 8, to take advantage of life. Life is like fog, says the Bible, the Brit Hadashah. Now, how do you succeed? That's the question. How do you succeed? You now have all of these parts, and remember what I said in first place. I've been a witness of people that they had no chance, say it like that, of succeeding, and they succeeded. And people that they were on the top and they fell. But how do you succeed? That's a question. The first thing is deliverance. If someone is not free in Yahshua HaMashiach, they can't succeed. And you might say, but there's many Goyim, many Gentiles, that they do a lot of money and this and that. We've already talked about it. That money, the Eternal Father allows them to have it, so they get lost because they have it as their idol, because they can't serve. No one can serve two lords, says Joshua, and you can't serve Elohim and you can't serve money at the same time. So how do you succeed? First, deliverance. Now I want to clarify something, beloved to him, brothers. I want to clarify something. Every time we talk about succeeding, people think about money, but you and I, we've talked about this, and you, beloved brothers there, from the worldwide, Kayla, from JMP, is that money is not everything. Money is not everything. We're going to see it in the Bible, in the Tanakh. So the first thing is deliverance. Second, do not sin. If you stay in holiness in front of the Eternal Father, then the Eternal Father blesses us. When you not sin, not sinning is to not look for problems with the Creator. If we don't look for problems with the Almighty, we are going to, without a doubt, we're going to have success. We're going to succeed in everything. Number 3, if you get all of that, if there's deliverance, if you give up to your sins, you don't look for problems with the Eternal Father, then blessing from Elohim comes. And the Bible says, the Tanakh says, the Torah, that the blessing will get to you. You're not going to be looking for that blessing. I've already ministered about it. You're walking and the blessing arrives to you, gets to you. It will get to you. Blessed is him. The one that is saying this to you is someone that has experience, because it's very important that the one that ministers has gone through all of those things. Yesterday I was telling you something. I said, well, when I was young, I was like 9 years old, and I thought I want to be a doctor. And I had little boxes there, little books that they had alcohol and things to do first aid. And I like to cure my brothers. But the thing is that I used to help them when they fell, etc. And I used to do those things. But the idea is that I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be this, and I wanted to be a surgeon. The Eternal Father allowed me to be a surgeon, to perform surgeries on a lot of people to be blessed. And I'm going to say it here, that we are in family, to help people. The one that could pay it good, and the one that couldn't pay, wouldn't pay, or they would pay the minimum. To help, to bless. That's why we are born, brothers. We're not born to accumulate wealth or richness. No. Now I look back and I've achieved all of that. I've lived all of that. That's it. Now I am in another stage of my life. So you that you're young, you might say, Joshua is coming. Yes, Joshua is coming, of course, and that's even better. He's going to come. His millennial kingdom is going to start, and you are going to live. You're going to go alive to the millennium. And we don't know if the Eternal Father considers me to going alive to the millennium, then I will be a child again, because the child is going to be of 100 in the millennium. We've talked about it, right? Check the teaching about the millennium. Now, I think I gave it in one teaching. I went very fast, but everything is in there. So if we make deliverance, if we don't sin, if we don't look for problems with the Creator, with the one that can do everything, with the one that provides everything, don't just imagine about money, imagine health, a wife, a husband, your children, well being, to be protected from the evil, 1,000 things, millions of things. Now, in the Bible, in the Tanakh, in Revelation, in his Galut, the Aleph Tav, Yahshua HaMashiach, he is capable of everything. So, he's capable of everything, and because he is capable of everything, he's capable of blessing you. Because the problem is that many think, I'm not referring to you, you do believe, but many are learning. So they say, well, the Eternal Father, he's capable of everything, but he's not capable of doing this. We're going to see that this is very often. No, he's capable of doing everything, everything. There's nothing impossible for Elohim. No, because he is capable of everything, he is capable of all blessing for his children, for his sons and daughters. What do we have to do? We have to do good in this life. What we feel, but always good. Now, to have success, to succeed, we have to keep the Torah. In Joshua chapter 1, verses 7 and 8, I'm not saying sorry because we're repeating it, because the best Torah that we have is better. So in that verse, Yahweh said to Joshua, follow the Torah that my servant Moshe taught you. Don't go neither to the right or left, Yamina or smaller, because you will, if you follow, you're going to have success in everything that you do. So now if we keep the Torah, then we're going to have a beautiful, like, panoramic view that is going to be in front of us, and the Eternal Father is going to show us 1,000 things. So we have to have patience of what we are going to be. If you are young, or if you are an adult, young adult, not an elder as myself, but that you're just starting your life and you're living, we have to have patience. I had a lot of patience for everything that I used to do. Now I can't do some things. I stopped performing surgeries of some time. That stage were just passed. There were more than 40 years, and I enjoyed it a lot, and I still enjoy my life. So we have to have patience. I remember when I performed a surgery, let's suppose that he was Mr. Pedrito. Let's change his name, because poor Pedrito, but I don't know. Mr. Juan, Mr. John, here you are. We're going to start the surgery. Everything is going to go well in the name of God. Even though I didn't know about the Torah or his right name, I said, yes, if you want to come pray with me, this is for a blessing. And we prayed on our Father. Unbelievable, right? A surgeon there with all of the clothing of a surgeon. And then I started. They put the anesthesia on him. I started cleaning the area, the belly, with everything. I was humming into something. And then this person was not completely asleep. He was half asleep. The epidural only blocks from the half down. And I had a patience for what I was doing. So do you. You have to have patience for what you're doing now. And I had patience for what we can get to be. I had a patience for what I could be in Yahshua HaMashiach always. Now attention. I've seen, pay a lot of attention, the ones that we are older, please. I've also seen that a lot of people, their achievements go until to their third age. Now the third age is referring from 60 and older. I have seen a lot of people that I have seen that their achievements go into the third age is that is when they have true success. Now I'm going to analyze this for myself. I have to be a testimony for you, beloved brothers. I was a surgeon. I was very happy. I'm a surgeon still. I enjoy that stage a lot. I don't have the same strength. Everything gets older, but our spirit is stronger, says Rav Shaul Paul. So, the biggest achievement, the biggest happiness for me since I was young, since I was a child, was to bring souls to the feet of God, I said. That may they stop living their bad way, the bad way, they don't say bad words, sinning. I didn't thought the way I do now because I was a child. But I wanted them to stop thinking in their own way. Do not do bad things. Do not steal the sodas from the store, etc. Well, the best of that arrived right now at this age to bring souls to the feet of Yahshua HaMashiach by his endless compassion, and all glory is for him. So look that since I was a child, I wanted to be a doctor, and indeed I'm still a doctor, but not the way I used to do it when I was 30, that I used to perform surgeries day and night, and I used to give 80 appointments. That time is gone. It's gone. Now, the time of bringing souls to the feet of Joshua that also started when I was young. And the biggest achievement came at the third age. The Eternal Father is precious, so don't lose hope. That if you have your faith in Joshua, everything that you have on your heart that is good, you're going to achieve it in Yahshua HaMashiach. It is a joy, just like when I finished the surgery and I make the stitches and I said, put it there. Many times my wife helped me. We put the stitches, we healed everything. Hey, John, everything's ready. Everything's gone now to get better now to his bed and then out of the hospital, then to take out the stitches, to enjoy all of that. But in a certain way that has passed. Now to bring souls to the feet of Joshua, well, this is a gift. Because there were, in that time, they were bodies, the physical bodies, yes, souls, but bodies. But now is to talk about everlasting life in Joshua, and the biggest achievement arrived with gray hairs. I talked to a lot of people before, but I was just as lost as they were. Take that away on that, but I didn't have a place or who I to take them to. I talked about God, but I didn't know about his name nor his holy Torah. So the biggest achievement arrived at the third age. So think, you that you have the third age and you say, I work for nothing. You work for a lot. For Joshua, you that you're 30, 45 years, you have a lot to give. And you that you're young, and I bless you a lot because I was young and I also enjoyed that stage of my life a lot in holiness. Men and women, listen very well. You have a lot to give. And you have to be successful. Remember, this is a Messianic Keilah. We believe in the Almighty. We keep the Shabbat. We do not do business with the world. This is not a sect of prosperity where they speak to you and they tell you you're going to become a millionaire. No. Some time ago, I heard yesterday they were telling you, we learn from the elders, just like that elder said. God is not in a hurry, Javier. God is not in a hurry. I also heard someone, an elder, say this. Javier, birds sing their best at the evening. Birds sing their best at the evening at the sunset. And look, now with gray hairs, I'm happier than ever talking to people about Joshua. praying for those that are ill so the Eternal Father can have compassion and heal them, raising their children in the holy drug with the brothers and sisters of the school. I can cry of reward of joy, precious brothers. Birds sing better at the sunset. He said that, this elder said that. And I looked at him, and he always said, remember this, birds sing their best at the sunset, at the evening. At the sunset, at evening, he's referring to the third age that I'm living, and the age that you are living, brothers. Some of you, not all of you, but we don't have to lose the excitement nor the patience for what we can be. I prayed for this teaching to the Ruach HaKodesh can touch you, because I'm sure that maybe you are, 35 years old and you've said, I haven't done anything in my life. Don't say that. You are in the best place. I'm not referring because this is a congregation, GMPs, but because you are in Yahshua HaMashiach. You are in the best place. There's nowhere else that can be better. Is it the only living God, the only true living Elohim? God is Him, Yahshua HaMashiach. There's nothing else, brothers. So if you say, well, is that I studied to do this and I don't practice it, I studied for this and I don't practice it, it goes bad, I have to do other things. Here, now you're going to find the answer, not mine, the answer from the Ruach HaKodesh. Now a lot of attention of what I'm going to say. History of the little bit that we know about Matthew from the Bible, the Brit Hadashah, the Gospel, the Besserah, the good news of salvation. Like, that history for me is so important, and it's the only book that stayed in Hebrew. It could be translated from Hebrew and Spanish, and it is in our YouTube channel, Shalom 132. Chapter by chapter, verse by verse, it is explained. Also the one of Johanan, John, the one of Luke, and also Mark. But let's go to Matthew, please. Let's go Matthew 9:9. We're going to see this and we're going to understand many more things. Matthew 9:9. Once you have it, please look for it. You say an amen. Look for it. I want all of you to have it. Here is not that I just read. No, all of you. Matthew 9:9. How old would Matthew be? Could he be? But he was not a teenager. Matthew 9:9. Do you have it? And as Joshua passed from there, he saw a man named Mattiyahu, sitting at the receipt of custom. And he said unto him, follow me. And he arose and followed him. Now all of you at once loud, with joy, with patience, with enthusiasm. Huge. This excites me when I've cried when I've read this. Nevertheless, I didn't say but. I said nevertheless, precious brothers, Hillel, Luke, he adds something that for me is very important. Let's go there. Let's go to Luke. Luke 5. Blessed is the Avocados. Luke 5. And we're going to see verse 27. Once you have Luke 5:27, you say an amen. Are you rejoicing? You have to be happy. It's Shabbat. The Shabbat is to go into another dimension, brothers. This is not Kabbalah. No. We go into another dimension. It's the day of the Almighty. During this day, we'll receive a lot of ministration from the Ruach HaKodesh. If you haven't feel it. But this day, the Eternal Father speaks to His children in a special way. He also speaks to us during the rest of the week, but this day is to be lekavel, receiving, kavalat. I didn't say kavala. Kavalat means to receive, lekavel. receive. He talks to us. He talks to us. We receive. We receive. This day, you have to enjoy it. I can assure you that these days birds sing different. You haven't noticed it. Look, you have Luke 5, right? Verse 27. And after these things he went forth and saw a publican named Levi sitting at the receipt of custom, and he said unto him, Follow me. Joshua's words is just one. Follow me. Which one? Follow me. Just follow me. It doesn't say another thing. But look what he says here, 28. And he left all, rose up, and followed him. This is beautiful. It doesn't mean that Matthew is in the wrong way. No, it is fine. But here, he left all. Now, I imagine Matthew, let's use your imagination, but being objective. Let's imagine, he was completely into his job. There, he received the taxes, grabbing the gold, weighing it, filling it, the gold, because they were gold coins, and taking notes in the taxes. And the way I'm here, maybe you can't see me, but you can imagine, he was like this, and suddenly, Joshua's shadow, in the book of where he wrote the taxes, Joshua's shadow, something huge, Elohim in flesh. So, he was into his job, weighing the gold in his shop, and suddenly Joshua's shadow. He had to lift his eyes. Matthew had to look up. He saw Joshua, and he saw his destiny right away. What did he felt? How did Joshua bless him at that moment? But the Almighty in front of Matthew, what did Matthew did? Did he think about it? Did he meditate it to say, let me think if this is the best for me? Is that, but my job, this, or but, nothing. Gloom in Hebrew, nothing. Nothing. He said, I'll follow him. Now, he left his job and he was very well paid, because they, later we're going to give a study about it, but they used to work for the Romans, so they were very well paid. But here, Matthew, what did he felt? He completely left his faith being activated, and he thought nothing's going to lack from you with him. Psalm 23, Yahweh is my shepherd, I shall not want. So he got speechless, and he didn't say, I have to give an account, is it this and that, what am I going to live from, etc. Being with him, nothing is lacking from us. Now we're going to analyze this even deeper. You are intelligent, they aren't here. But I hope I'm being explicit. I asked for the Raha Kodesh to give me that. To say, he said, I will go with him, I will not want anything. And then he saw himself surrounded from other disciples. Talmud him, other disciples, and he saw that a multitude followed him, mostly women, because women are very good, always in the good way. They're good to help, to bless, because that's why in this congregation, this group is of women, besides some men that are helping me on the broadcasting, and this group of women, there's always more women. Always. So, they prepare the food, the rabbi, the teacher of teachers, Yahshua HaMashiach, the prophet of prophets, Elohim himself, in front of them, the disciples, and then the women. Let's rest. They rested, and they ate. He didn't lack of anything. Now, let's see what Matthew did. He closed the book where he was writing the taxes, and he followed him. And then he wrote a precious book that has his name, Matthew, Mattiahu. He closed the books of taxes and he opened the book about the text about Joshua HaMashiach's wonders. And you might say, why are you explaining this to us, Roy? We already know about this, but maybe you didn't imagine it like this. We have to ask to the Ruach HaKodesh that our imagination, we use it in faith, always in the good way, and I imagine it like that. Matthew writing, Joshua's shadow, he looked up, and to see those eyes, blessed is him forever. Now, I'm going to make a big parenthesis, but I'm still talking about the same teaching. Later, I'm going to tell you why. Men and women, we always have obsessions. But in our case, as Messianic followers of Joshua, we have to have positive obsessions, always. To being obsessed of something, but positively, and that is not an illness, and it's not an OCD, for example. But the idea is to fill our minds with good thoughts and to say, I'm going to succeed and nothing is going to stop it. You can take notes of it and later you can memorize it. I'm going to succeed and nothing is going to stop it. But here's the thing. Always doing good. Avoiding evil. Because many people, they have succeeded and they have money, but running over people, and that is a sin. I'm going to succeed in Joshua's name, and nothing is going to stop that. So just like there's bad habits, there's good habits. And a good habit is I'm going to succeed and nothing is going to stop it. When I was very active, some 30 years or less, 25, 20, in medicine, I was more active. I always said, I woke up and I said, Elohim will provide. I said, God will provide. God will provide. And God provided. Elohim provided. Don't get scared because I say God. There's a huge amount of new souls there, right? So we have to have compassion for them. If we always say things in Hebrew, we are not going to understand each other. And I've said that Paul, Rav Shaul, when he went to Greece, he didn't say, in the original Hebrew, you say it like this. He spoke to them in their language, and that was it. Agree? Yes, keep that in mind so you don't fall into religiousness. So I'm going to succeed and nothing is going to stop it. So there's good habits and bad habits. Let's always have good habits. Now, there's people, brothers, that they have the habit of failing. That is a curse. And in the teaching about curses, that is the curse of Arad. Just like the snake was cursed by the Eternal Father because it deceived Adam and Eve, Arad is to be on earth. So if someone puts up a business and it goes down, puts another one out of Shabbat and it goes down, it fails. So there has to be a reason. I said that there's people that they have the habit of failing and they blame everyone for everything. They blame a curse, a witchcraft, and they don't notice, attention, they don't notice that the first stone that is a hindrance is themselves. The Eternal Father gave us free will and we can succeed in life with His blessing. There is no problem for it. But if they have a terrible behavior, that's why I told you the way I treat my patients and even my brothers here. I have to stand up. If I'm very tired, I say, I'm so sorry. My feet are swollen up because I've worked a lot, but gladly, I will see you. I'm not complaining about it. So I used to clean the belly button like this and clean everything to Don Juan. John, be calm. Everything is going to go well. To talk with him, to give him trust. You have to do it like that out of Shabbat in what you do, whatever you do. Today you are going to recognize that you haven't succeeded because you are going to succeed. Who says amen? You've been the first stone that is a hindrance. You put that face. Maybe you were born like that. You have your face like this, like with a disgusting a face that something is disgusting you. But that's why our mirrors are for. Look at yourself in the mirror, not because you're going to be an actor, but say, no, yes, I'm kind of ugly, so I'm going to put the best face that I can. Don't scare people, attract people, right? Yes? If it's necessary to cut your mustache, not to take it off, no, to shave it. If you have your beard, leave it like that. It's a mitzvah, a commandment, Leviticus 19. So the first stone that is a hindrance is they themselves, is not the neighbors, witchcraft, sorcery, curses. It's you. I'm talking for Messianic, and the ones that are not, make a repentance from your sins, stay away from your sins, do the commandments of the Almighty, and then to act. Before I go out from the idea, people, they think that they will fail, and they will fail. They insist so much in it that they fail. Remember, what you think and what you say, that's what you attract. And it's not Kabbalah. That is in the book of Job. I've already ministered about it. What I was afraid of, it happened to me, of course, yes. I'm not criticizing Job. He was a good man. So people think in failing, they are going to fail. They insist so much in failure that they fail. No, we have to think that we have victory in Yahshua HaMashiach. We have victory in Yahshua HaMashiach, victory upon death. Our soul is everlasting, brothers. That's why we have to take care of this body. Do not sin, because this soul, our souls, are everlasting now. Agree? Now, many of these people, they don't want ministration. Those that fail, I can tell you this, like, you know, I studied psychiatry, psychology, and I don't know how many more things, but let's go to the Bible. Many of these people, those that fail, they don't want ministration. They are stubborn. They are stubborn, just like we read yesterday in the book of Samuel. They are stubborn. They say, no, I'm right. I'm the only one that is right. And they don't want ministration because they are proud. Their ego is huge. So, because they are stubborn, we can't do anything. It's just as if they competed in bad things and they say to the other ones, I'm going to fail, more of what you think. That's unbelievable, but I can't see it. I don't saw it. I see it because I still see appointments out of Shabbat and I keep ministering. So they say, I'm going to fail, more of what you think I'm going to fail. That's unbelievable. Just like when I told you about this, that people, they compete to see who was more ill. Do you remember? Oh, look, that I broke my leg. No, look, I broke both of them. No, is that I heard, no, look, my ear is ill again. And they compete. That's so dumb, but that exists. And that also exists with failure. Now, to stick with that thought can make you a prisoner. Thoughts have to be a freedom. That's why Yahshua HaMashiach tells us, Johanan 8:32, and you shall know, biachat, to have communion with him. And the truth shall set you what? Free. And he is the truth. To know the Torah makes us free, not prisoners. Hallelujah. So, to stick with a thought, that thought can or makes them prisoners. Now, a lot of attention. Many people, they want to fail to annoy someone. That is very common. That is like a pathologic disease. Many people want to fail because they want to annoy someone. Now listen to this brother, precious brother. Achot, achim in Hebrew. Nothing. No thoughts of failure. No thoughts of failure. No thoughts of failure. None of that. Good thoughts have to first be, of course, in Yahshua HaMashiach. They have to be thinking that He is our Elohim, that He is going to help us. That's why when we read the psalm, let's analyze what we are saying. Yahweh is my shepherd. Yahweh roeh says in the original in Hebrew, I shall not want. Nothing. Nothing's going to lack from us, and we don't steal. We don't do this. Nothing. Everything that comes to our hands is clean, pure, right. We earn our breath because we work for it, just like Joshua says. So, good thoughts, we're going to have them if we think more about Yahshua HaMashiach. So what I want to say again now is that you have to think more about Yahshua HaMashiach. You have to have more communion with the Almighty. And that is going to give you so much power, listen, that you are going to be able to do what you want. You're going to be able to do what you want. Look, now let's go to practice. I've already ministered this to you. The first day that I opened my office, I started to pray. I repeat to you again, I didn't know the name of the Eternal Father, and I said, Father, because I called him Father. Father, I know that you're going to bless me with work. I know that you're going to bless me with a work. I didn't finish my prayer, and people were knocking at my door. Hey, doctor, I come to see you. Can I have an appointment? Yes. And at the time, I didn't even have a secretary. So the thing is to believe, to visualize. Do you remember the teaching about how to channelize divine power? Do it. Do it, because maybe you heard it, you saw it. I think that there was an exam about it. I don't remember. But the thing is that maybe you haven't lived it. So, if you constantly think in the Almighty, I'm not saying that we're going to become millionaires. No. I'm saying that first we're going to have blessings, anointment, power from His Ruach HaKodesh, etc., and that we're not going to lack of anything. To first look the Malchut, the kingdom, and everything else will be added. It is in the Bible, right? The Eternal Father is going to give you everything that you want in His will. Remember, His will is always first. Some time ago, I met a Messianic, very consecrated. He's not from Mexico. He's from the United States. I met this Messianic, very consecrated. He kept well the Shabbat, the feasts as well, no Kabbalah, no weird things. But his work, he had a place where to bury the dead. He helped people to bury their death. He got administration with other brothers, and the other brothers, they almost put a mark on him, saying no. But I interfered and I said, "What's your name, brother?" He gave me his name. Very kind. What do you do? I have a place where I help people to bury their death, and the mourning and all of that. All of the other brothers thought that he had a very bad job, but it's not like that. People in their pain, when you lose someone that you love, they go to him in this case. People, someone that they love dies, they go to him just like we go to the doctor, to the roeh, to an elder, to a brother. That is normal. It's natural to be born and to die. So, this good Messianic brother, he was going to see Messianic brothers that died, and also that he was going to see completely pagan people, goyim, that died. So, I don't know, I hope that he's still alive, but what he does is that he brings the dead body to the place where it's going to rest. The body, not the soul, I clarify. It's an honored work. It's necessary, right? Right? I want to clarify something. The body of a Kadosh is very important. It has to be treated because that's why Abraham he bought the Machpelah cave fast, and by that amount because he cared about bringing his death, Sarah, that same day. So it's not the body, oh, put it there and that's it, that's it. No. And of course, not to burn it. To burn the body is forbidden in the Torah. So it's an honored work from this brother. Yes, it is. Honorable, yes. Necessary, of course. So he is giving a service, a human service with human treat. He treats with humans and he is so wise. There's 2 or 3 years that I haven't talked with him. When a goy, a Gentile, dies, and they put their images and their idols and all of those things, he spoke to people and he said, do you know that God doesn't like that? The Almighty doesn't like that? God doesn't like this. Why don't you just put the body and that's it? And they accepted. We always have to ask this. Father, may I find grace in front of your eyes and may I find grace in front of people. And this work, he didn't get contaminated, unclean, and if he did, he took a shower. And because he was not the high Cohen, of course, there was no problem for it. This is clear, right? But of course, to the Torah, I clarify. We advise him to do some things. And what if it was during the Shabbat? That's why I told him, you have to look for a worker that will do all of that. You don't have to do that there, brother. They don't get unclean during the Shabbat. Yes, Yeshua, I'm going to do it, etc. But because he went to other Messianic Kalot that they call themselves like that there in the United States, they all called him a sinner, and that couldn't be forgiven because he had a place like that. We have to have and keep this word in mind. We have to have criteria, a lot of criteria. We need more love, criteria. May we have the wisdom from the Almighty. And I don't know if he's still doing the same. I hope that you're watching me and listening to me. Call us here and I will call you back. But his work is a good one, honorable, necessary. I repeat again, he is giving a human service. He is treating humans. And he is teaching the Torah in the hardest times that people go through. Look, this brother, at least on that work, he has a huge success. Huge success. Because besides the way insurance act there in the United States, people, when they lose someone that they love, they say, no, let's see this man. Because they've said to us that he treats people very well. He's very kind. Unbelievable. So, please, roeh, elders, all brothers, local Keilah, worldwide Keilah, whenever you have doubts about this, call here, ask me, I will gladly answer you according to the Torah. Well, attention. Going back to Matthew, I'm sorry that I'm going from one place to another. He saw Joshua and he followed him. And it's just as if Joshua with his side and the word said, with that word, follow me, he said, stay away from this. Joshua didn't need to say more, but just follow me. And here, look, we can see that he left all. Now, may this doesn't get misunderstood because many want to be, I don't know. It's not right. We have to leave everything. That means sin. That's what he's talking about here. Look, 5:28, and he left all, rose up, and followed him. We have to keep working on our usual job. The Eternal Father gives us to eat from there. So there's going to be a moment when the tribulation is going to be on its plenty. And what work the Eternal Father is going to make manna rain from heaven for the chosen ones. And birds, you remember, and remember that they didn't even have to pick the birds from the floor, but that they flew 30 centimeters so the children of Israel could pick them up. Blessed is Yahweh. He has a huge love. Blessed is him. So, follow me. stay away from that and follow me. Now it's the same thing for us. It's the same thing for you that you're joining us for the first time. Oh, this is one of your first times. So now he's saying this to you, you that you're knowing him. Now listen very well to what I'm going to say, brothers. Stay away from sin and follow me. Let's translate it like that. And don't think that I'm adding or taking out. No, stay away from sin and follow me. Now, all of the ones that you used to carry the taxes, they had bad a bad reputation. I'm not saying that. That's what the Bible says. Because later says, why are they eating with those that ask for the taxes and prostitutes and all that? So stay away from sin and follow me. So we stay away from sin, now we follow him. Leave Yahweh's word to go into your mind. Let it go into your mind. Let it go into your mind. Always think about Joshua, about Joshua. You're going to see how all of your habits, your bad habits, are going to go away. Only good thoughts and good habits is what you're going to have. Leave all negative thoughts aside, because that can make you go lost. Leave every negative attitude and follow Joshua. Now, the ones that we follow Joshua, then we have the blessing on our hands, because he blesses our hands. He blesses our hands for the battle. He prepares us for the battle, and this life is a battle. But please don't confuse a test with everyday situations, because everyday situations, they happen either way. But trials or tests, those are hard, brothers. And this, I'm telling you this because I have experience in it. So, attention, leave faith in Joshua to have the center of your self-control, and you're going to succeed. But when you have a divided heart, just like Jacobo is translated as James, you can't get anything. If you do it, you focus all of your thoughts in Yahshua HaMashiach. If you do so, your life is going to go well, and you're going to succeed, and you're not going to fail. Why do people that they don't believe in Joshua, they have a lot of money? I repeat this to you again, the Eternal Father gives it to them, so they believe in that God and they get lost in all that wealth. The Eternal Father speaks wrong, so they don't listen to their ears, and may they don't see with their eyes, that they don't hear nor see nor be safe. It is to be healthy. There, he's talking about Hatzalah, he's talking about salvation. So listen to the last advices. There's no one in this life that needs to change something right now. There's no one. Even myself, starting by myself, there's no one that needs to change something. We all need to change something right now. Here and there, right? Everyone, the one that say, no, I don't need to change anything, then you are saint perfect. But here, there's no saint perfect. That doesn't exist. So there is no one that doesn't need to say, I want to change something. We all need a change in Yahshua HaMashiach. When we follow Yahshua HaMashiach, we understand what's the true potential that is in us. Thanks to him. So I repeat this again. When we follow Yahshua HaMashiach, but what is to follow him in the case of Mattiyahu, we understand what's the true potential that we have. Thanks to him. I never imagined myself, and I say this with humbleness and humiliated in front of our Elohim Yahweh. I never imagined, I imagined some, but no. The truth is that I didn't know the potential that I was going to see, that the Eternal Father would say, open your mouth, and souls will make a repentance. Tell them to make a repentance. And they started to make a repentance. Only Joshua can do that. But he gives us a free will, and if he has given us blessing, we have to use it. Now, say to your inside this. I have a soul that was created by Elohim, not to be defeated by sin, because sin attracts curses. I've been created to succeed in Yahshua HaMashiach. And remember, this is not a sect of prosperity. I'm going to repeat this again. You have to say in yourself, I have a soul and I was created by Elohim. You have a soul and you were created by Elohim, not to be defeated by sin, because Satan laughs when someone sins. So I'm going to repeat this again. I have a soul and I was created by Yahweh, not to be defeated by sin that attracts curses. Sin attracts curses, brothers. Deuteronomy 28. Don't sin, says the Tanakh. And we've been designed, all of us, we've been designed to succeed, all of us. It depends on each one of us. Now, I talked about why some succeed and others fail. But what is to succeed? Is to get our desired objectives. I have this objective, I have this goal, I have to get it with Yahweh's help. To get the planned goals, objectives, that is to succeed. To fail, you can even pull it like that. To not get the planned objectives. And everything has to be in the good way. Now, the true success is to be full, happy in what you do. Matthew didn't have millions of dollars in the bank, but he was super happy. He found inner peace of what we've been talking about. Let's analyze his faith in Yahshua HaMashiach. If we have faith in Yahshua HaMashiach, we don't lack of anything. That's what he thought about. I have faith in him. I'm not going to lack of anything. He was with the teacher, with the rabbi. They didn't understand many things at that time about his death, about his resurrection. They didn't understand many things. So it's just for us, and I repeat this to you again. That's why we read Psalm 23, verse 1. But when we see, beloved brothers, we're going to become more objective. Now let's go to Luke 12, a little bit ahead of where we are. Luke 12, verse 15. What is to succeed? To have a lot of money, wealth, jewelry, a car? No, that's not to succeed. According to Joshua, no. Here's the answer, Luke 12:15. Once you have it, you say an amen, and I'm finished. And he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness. Remember, covetousness is a sin, and it is in Exodus 20 between the 10 commandments. For a man's life consists not in the abundance of things which he possesses. Blessed is the Avakadosh. And then he talks about the story of a stubborn man, rich man, that said, I had a lot of good things, I'm going to do my things better. Rejoice, soul, rejoice, drink, smoke. It's to say it like that. Do whatever you want. Stubborn. Tonight they come to ask for your soul. Something very serious, right? So what's true success? To live the way Joshua wants. To live the way Joshua wants. To live the way Joshua wants. When I was a student in medicine, a medicine student, I arrived to a house where I could stay, where there are a lot of people stayed there, and I could stay there. And the lady that had the house, she said, hey, Palacios, I don't have any other place only the place where the maids stay. And I said, yes, I can have it. And I had it. So I have to fold myself in 5 parts to go in. Because where the bed was, it was a small bed, and I couldn't stretch my feet. I couldn't stretch my feet because I'm tall. So I always slept like a baby, and then the other side, and a shower that was super small, and then a super small wardrobe to put 2 or 3 things, and that was it. But that's the way I started. Then now, my happiness, my fullness, my success, it was the eternal Father allowed me to be a doctor, to perform a lot of surgeries. When patients arrived to my office, sometimes I used to joke around with them, and I said, someone arrived, let me check your stomach. And my nurse or my wife was there. I said, oh, I'm shy, I'm shy. Look, I know have to can inside because I've made so many surgeries, so forget about it. There's no problem, etc. There were religious, Catholic religious. They arrived and they only like cut their dresses and they opened like a window so I could check them. And they didn't have to take everything up. Now close that window. Very curious things, but all of that, I enjoyed it a lot. I was going to tell you other things, not bad things, no, funny things. So to enjoy every moment, but the most beautiful moments of my life are these ones that I can tell you about Joshua, that you know him and you have to know him better. We have to know him even better. And that souls cry just like a beautiful group here a minute ago. The new ones are here. The future are going to be brothers crying for their sins. That fills me with satisfaction. And I cry with them because they are making a repentance of their sins and they say, do you know what they did? Do you know, dear brothers, what you did? What Matthew did? Joshua said to Matthew, follow me, leave all. And he left all, said, look, 5:28. He left everything. And now you've left everything. And now to live in Joshua HaMashiach. To cure bodies, I said, well, to cure, because the one that heals is the Almighty. To cure is physically, to put an injection, that's the cure. To heal who? The Almighty. So to cure ill, it's beautiful for me. I like it a lot to take pain away from people, physical pain. But the most beautiful thing is to take away the pain that they have in their soul. That's beautiful. And look, the biggest blessing arrived at the evening. That's why I sing better at the evening, just like birds. Now close your Tanakh, don't stand up. Close your Tanakh. I wanted to do a lot of things in life. I said that I wanted to be an orchestra director, and it was in my plans, and yes, I achieved that in Puebla city here in Mexico, and a lot of things. But I still dream about a lot of things. I am a dreamer, and I play with myself, and I laugh with myself. Roy, you're crazy. We're going to take you to a psychiatrist. No, I am happy the way I am. Look. One of my dreams was to be a drum player. I don't even have the time to play the drums, but I do it. And you may say, really? I just like some say that they need to go to a psychiatrist. Oh, really? Here in Mexico, it's a joke that says, ora. But listen. Did it sound like drums just like the ones that they use? And I start to play around. I play around. I'm a child. And I used to be a trumpet player. I was a trumpet player, but one of my dreams was to play the trombone, but I am in my craziness. But I do it with style. Look. You would have to laugh at yourself and enjoy life. Life is beautiful. That's why when you exalt like this, I want to grab you by your hair. Do you know? Nehemiah grabbed many from their hair. Have you read about it? Read it. And we do it next week. Let's exalt the Avocados. Blessed is his name. Blessed is his name. Blessed is his name. Let's stand up, brothers. Blessed is the Avakadosh, and we are going to give all thanks for this beautiful time. Everlasting Father, you are good and your great compassion is forever. There's no one like you. You are the powerful of Israel. Ava, you smiled when Zacchaeus said, if I've stolen, I will give them 4 times back. Is that is in the Torah? It says that we have to give 4 times. Remember, and then I imagine that Joshua, I can't imagine that he put a poker face. I imagine that he smiled because he said, salvation has arrived to this house. And I'm not here for the righteous, but for sinners. I didn't come for the healthy, but for the ill. Everlasting Father, you are wonderful. Receive the exaltation. Amen. Amen. Blessed is Yahshua HaMashiach. Now we're going to make the blowing of the shofar. To do it seriously, we're going to ask for the eternal Father Yahweh to touch the souls of millions of millions of millions of millions of millions of people. The chosen ones from house of Judah, from house of Israel, and from all the nations, so they can make a repentance fast, because this year is going like fire.
Oh, casa de Judá, hazte Shuvá, Yahshua Mashiach viene pronto, los juicios van a empezar a caer y pronto, pronto será tarde.